3, 2, 1, mark. 5 minutes from the start. And I say it every year, it's the same thing, but you got to see it to believe it. All this color is going to come away from the dock. JMK is going to come first. Then it is going to be Bert Henderson. Down at the far end, the next boat is going to be Brian Perkins. Then it is Jimmy Shane. They're kind of coming out a couple at a time here, so not as a group. And interesting as we've seen it before, guess who's just sitting at the dock?
Andrew Tate.
That would be the Tater. He's just sitting at the dock. He hasn't even tried to fire it up. Seen it many, many times before. Let everybody go out and start fighting for things. Kevin got to look good. A lot of color right now.
Oh, it is gorgeous. The two red boats have gone by. Now we get the Home Street Blue boat. Plus the red, white, blue, Graham Trucking American Dream, followed by the 99.9 Perkins, who's having to try to maneuver his way through some wake. And then the green, white, and red Oberto is now getting up to Tire Factory Turn 2, still looking at Andrew Tate at the dock.
And Brad, we should touch on the success of the new Home Street hull that debuted here a year ago just for testing. That's just kind of run roughshod through the H1 fleet ever since it came out on the Columbia River. Just a test.
And
Here comes Andrew.
Tate is up and on plane.
And again, just like he did last year, he just comes right up the dock row and hasn't even turned right. Now he does to come over and say hello to Kevin.
He is taking a hard right to get up right on the buoy line.
He sure is, as everybody else is coming down behind him at 3 minutes and 15 seconds to the start.
JMK in 1, Shane in 2, at least for now. Bert Henderson's on the outside as they head to Agri-Service turn number 1.
The interesting thing will now be about what is the timing. Tate has to get his timing now.
Cutting across the ESCO electric infield.
Yep, that'll be Jeff Bernard coming across the infield.
In the bright Oberto Super Salami, the 1918 to the front stretch. Meanwhile, Andrew Tate is on a slow trip down the back stretch.
And let's see who, if anybody, cuts across from back to front.
240.
It's a bit early to do that, but
you could do a double cut.
You could try to, well, then you really get, I think, behind the A-ball if you do the double cut.
Well, and if you do a double cut, you pretty much have to do a triple cut because you'd have to go, no, seriously, you'd have to come to the front, then you'd have to go back to the backstretch, and then you don't have time to go all the way around. You'd have to do it again.
Yeah.
So 220.
Well, it's going to be Jeff Bernard that's going to cut across.
Watch that 2-minute mark at the start-finish line, 2:15.
And J. Michael Kelly is going to follow. They have jumped through the ESCO electric infield.
All right, so it's what is your mark, Brad, down to turn 130?
You don't want to be down here at 130. And it's 204 right now.
Bernard in 1,
2 minutes.
J. Michael Kelly in 2, Tate in 3. Where's that going to leave Shane and the rest of the group? They're just coming out of Buffalo Brothers turn number 4.
Didn't we talk about Shane? Brad said, Shane, if they want to have a shot at him, get him out to lane 4.
Oh, look at this maneuver coming down the front straightaway. Who is that? The third boat coming down. Is that Tater?
It's Tate.
That's Tate. He just made a great big S-curve right in the middle to scruff off some time because they are just about to this buoy at 135.
Yep, he did it on the backstretch too when there was nobody around him. So right now,
130 right now, they hit the buoy.
You've got Bernard to the inside, Kelly next to him on lane 2.
Watch their speed.
The one and Tate in lane 3. Will anybody cut across?
Nope. They're all coming down.
They're all the way down.
So it looks like the first 3 lanes have been claimed.
Yeah, look at how slow they're going,
I'm
though.
not seeing
Watch the speed warnings.
Strobe lights. I'm trying to keep an eye on that.
4, 3.
And look at Andrew Tate's going back and forth like a NASCAR driver warming up his tires.
He's just trying to scrub off time.
He is.
We got a couple of two pairs of boats coming up after them. With looks like the 99.9 with Brian Perkins. I see Bert Henderson there.
Yeah, Shane's going to settle in lane number 4 outside of Tate. Tate's still doing that S-curve out there back and forth, trying to save itself some time and keep up the speed. Perkins outside of Shane, then you got Henderson. Inside, Jeff Bernard, the Super Salami, has lane number 1. We haven't heard any radio chatter about any possible speed problems, at least for now. It's the HAPO Columbia Cup finale, and our special thanks to our title coverage from Farmers Exchange on News Radio 610 KONA and 610KONA.com. 10 seconds. They come off turn number 4, Buffalo Brothers. On the inside, Bernard. Then you've got J. Michael Kelly, Andrew Tate, Jimmy Shane, Perkins, and Henderson. And on the inside, it's going to be J. Michael Kelly with the lead coming down the front stretch. Henderson with boat speed on the outside.
Look at 5 boats, start 6 boats. They're coming 6 wide to the corner. First one down here is JMK.
And he is flying that boat around the turn. Jimmy Shane is way outside. Now he's in the tail of Andrew Tate, and he is way off base. It is down the backstretch. Jimmy Shane, boy, he's going to have to reel them in now. He is way back.
Well, he's got 5 laps to do it, Kevin. J. Michael Kelly way out in front now, but you can see Andrew Tate trying to catch him on the outside, inside the rooster tail, just outside of him, as they come around to turn number 3. Rattlesnake Mountain in the backdrop as they get to Buffalo Brothers turn number 4 to the exit pin. J. Michael Kelly in lane number 2 has the lead. It's Andrew Tate outside him on the right side in second place, and Bernard in the Oberto Super Salami in 3rd place as they come across the Bosch Thermador appliance start-finish line after lap number 1. Down the front stretch, it's J. Michael Kelly with the lead. Tate challenging. Look at Tate fly that boat down the front stretch.
He's back about 4 boat lengths, but that's going to be the race out front, Kevin.
Boy, Kelly is bouncing off the water in the turns. Tate a little smoother, and he is now within a half a rooster tail of that 12, flying down the backstretch, walking the sponsons, as Bert Henderson trying to catch up on Bernard for 3rd. Jimmy Shane currently in 5th.
Yeah, Shane is in 5th. He's trying to make his way through the pack, but he's got traffic in front of him. Up to the race leaders. We'll watch Andrew Tate as they get into number 3, turn 3. Freedom Equipment Rentals. It's J. Michael Kelly on the inside and the Graham Trucking, the 12 with the lead as they come around to the exit pin of turn number 4. Tate has fallen off the pace a little bit around the top end of the course. Jeff Bernard still maintains that 3rd position. He's just coming out of the exit pin now. Bert Henderson in 4th, and then you've got Jimmy Shane in 5th place. Tate is trying to challenge coming down the front stretch, but J. Michael Kelly's on the inside as they get to Agri-Service turn number 1.
This is an unbelievable boat race, and these guys are flying. It is Kelly, and then it is Tate, and it's about 2 boat lengths between them.
Kelly has moved out, I think, to the edge of lane 1 or maybe lane 2. He is flying about a 3/4 of a rooster tail lead, trying to walk those sponsons and keep that boat light, as his Tate.
Watch Shane, he just went to the inside.
Ooh, Shane just cut to the inside, so maybe he can get around Bernard in the Super Salami.
He is just, I think he's just dealing with some really bad water right now with the 4 boats in front of him. But at least he's on the inside now. He's got the short course.
He has a chance to take over 3rd place coming up the back stretch, up to the top end of the course, the west end. And at the exit pin of turn number 4, it's going to be J. Michael Kelly still with a half rooster tail lead. Andrew Tate tries to reel him in as they come across the start-finish line now and down the front stretch. I don't know that Tate's going to be able to catch him. He gives him a run down the straightaway, but then J. Michael Kelly pulls away through the turn.
Kelly is down here now, and you are right, Michael McDonald. He has opened up water. He's got about 7 boat lengths coming to you.
And he's taking it out wide to force Tate even farther around the course as they get up to the backstretch, and he's now got a rooster tail lead as they head up on the Pasco side. Tate flying the boat well out of the water as they try to get some speed.
Now we've got a race for 3rd place, and it's Henderson.
Henderson on the outside with the Oberto and Bernard on the inside. Shane back into the middle between those two. And it's the Oberto with the lead going up the backstretch. Shane, I think he's just in that tunnel. He can't do anything right now to get past these two.
He's hit more rough water in that turn number 2, Tire Factory turn number 2, and had to back off the throttle up to the top end of the course. And I don't think Tate's going to be able to catch J. Michael Kelly. The white flag is out for the HAPO Columbia Cup. He's walking it back and forth. It's the 12, Graham Trucking, coming down the front stretch with J. Michael Kelly. Can Tate give him a run on the final lap? We'll find out as they head into Agri-Service turn number 1.
This is it. This is the final time around. Can Kelly hold him off one more time? Kevin, he's got him by almost a full rooster tail. Bring our leader around.
And he is wide out there around lane 2, flying the boat. Tate trying with everything he's got, but he's being forced out too far. And now Kelly flying down the backstretch. Tate a full rooster tail behind.
Almost a rooster tail and a half. Tate's trying to climb back into it, but he is run out of real estate. Watch that run for 3rd place down at the bottom end of the course with the Oberto on the inside. inside. Henderson on the outside.
Shane has moved to the inside to try to get some short distance, but it's Bernard right now, but Henderson flying up the back. Looks like he's gaining a little bit. He's within about a half a rooster tail, if not less, for third.
Checkered flag is out for our race leader, J. Michael Kelly, the 12, Graham Trucking, coming across Bosch Thermador Appliance start-finish line now to take the HAPO Columbia Cup. Andrew Tate in the 1, Delta Real Track takes second place. The battle for third continues with Jimmy Shane with the inside lane. We've got 3 boats at the top end of the course. Jimmy Shane's on the inside. Bernard is in lane number 2. Henderson's outside, and it's going to be Jimmy Shane out of nowhere to take third place. Bernard will come in 4th, Henderson in 5th. What a finish for Jimmy Shane on that final lap to gain the ground on the inside lane and claim third place. That's a bit of driving out there, and that was not easy water to run in. J. Michael Kelly able to come down that front stretch on lap number 1 as we started the race in lap number 1. And in lane number 2, he was able to get around Bernard in the Oberto, and he had clear sailing from then on out. Perkins across the start-finish line, and also Corey Peabody in the 98 Graham Trucking across the start-finish line. So everybody gets points, everybody started, everybody finished, and that was one heck of a final race for the HAPO Columbia Cup. A1 pit reporters, they've got a job to do as we hear from our winners and everybody that was battling for the big trophy after a great weekend of racing. Special thanks to A1 Refrigeration. Since 1980, A1 is a 100% satisfaction guaranteed effort. That's what they do. Maybe hot outside, but it doesn't have to be inside. A1, your comfort specialist. Also, thanks at our start-finish line on News Radio 610 KONA from Bosch Thermador Appliances. Pick any 2 qualifying Thermador appliances. The Thermador dishwasher free. 2 completely redesigned collections with Thermador appliances.
And if you think about it, Michael, we talked about what would be needed to beat Jimmy Shane, and they sort of got it to work. They got him out to lane 4, and I think he just got caught in water at that point, but boy, if you would have thought Jimmy Shane going into the final lap of the Columbia Cup was in 5th, having a battle for 3rd, I don't think anybody would put money on that.
I honestly didn't think that he was going to get into a position where he would challenge for 3rd. And you know, the other part of that equation, still, to me, the 3 boats that were the breakaway boats that claimed lanes 1, 2, and 3 seemed awfully slow. We can't see the strobes from here, but obviously they get that information upstairs. There were no review flags that came out at all, and nor did Brad or anybody down at the pit tower hear any chatter on the radio about anybody needing to pick up their speed.
No, there was no chatter about that at all, and I had 3 H1 radios atop the tower with me, and so we never heard any chatter anywhere. But the kid is really excited, and he's here with family. Take that one first, Mike, and then I'll be right with you, buddy. Oh, he's a happy guy, as you might imagine, and man, did he earn it.
That was an amazing run. You know, that first corner when he dove into turn number 1 in our 4-corner super speedway.
Does that make it hard?
He had a little bit of room. He gave himself room because he was able to get around Bernard in the Oberto. And it's okay to be in an outside lane in that first lap if you can give yourself a little space.
Yeah, it sure is. And we said before the heat started, we said if they could get Jimmy on an outside lane, but the other piece to the puzzle was if he was a tick back. And I think he was 2 ticks late. And with that much to his left, he just couldn't make it up. And then they got him pinned in between the boats. Give Jimmy a lot of credit for diving that thing on the last lap lower corner, jumping into the inside lane in lane 1, and salvaging a 3rd place finish out of that one. He worked hard for that. Jimmy worked as hard for that as he worked for it he's had all year. Here comes Andrew Tate. He's coming down and have a conversation with J. Mike. High-fiving, they're hugging. Adversaries on the race course, good friends when they get back on the dock. That was really, really something. As you can imagine, Mike is just the center of attention down here. And you also know that J. Michael Kelly, there's no secret about this. He wears his emotion on his sleeve. And he's going to be emotional. This means the world to him. And you should see the smile on his face, guys. It's really something special to see. Here comes Jimmy Shane. He's going to come down and congratulate his buddy. He sneaks right in. And a high five for his buddy, J. Michael. Fist bump. Oh, man, this is good stuff.
Hey, Brad.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm going to jump in here really quick. We got Andrew Tate. Boy, what a great cap to an incredible weekend. What was it like?
That was a hell of a boat race. That's what it was like. J. Michael Kelly drove the wheels off that thing, and I'd like to say I did the same, but it just wasn't enough. You know, he had a great start, and that inside lane. Congratulations to the Graham Trucking team. They've worked really, really hard to get there, and unfortunately, we're going to have to surrender Bernie Street for next year.
Well, I know that, you know, sometimes people think, well, if you're not the winner, you're just the first loser. But, I mean, you guys all put on one heck of a show this entire weekend and got better and got your boats faster.
Yeah, sometimes second place isn't the worst thing in the world, but, you know, the Delta Real Track boat was great. Congratulations to them and the whole team who busted their butts. We continue to get better throughout the course of the weekend, and I'm here to race boats. And there was anyone on the race course there could have won that heat. So for me, it was exciting. It was a lot of fun, and that's what it's all about.
And we'll see you in Seattle.
I'll be there.
All right, Andrew Tate, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Glenn Vaughan. Great interview there. You heard Mike right there. He said he made up for Madison. I know he felt bad about that. And that had to do with timing marks, but Madison's in the rearview mirror right now. You are the winner of the 2019 HAPO Columbia Cup. And I got a hunch you want to say something about your crew, because you kept saying, I got to get more speed. I got to get a better boat ride. Today, you had it all.
Oh, man, I'm just so honored to even get to do this. And I can't say enough about these guys. We've been struggling. And, you know, we've had a good boat, but we haven't been able to get over that hump. And, you know, there's no give. These guys don't give up, and they told me they would figure it out, and sure enough, I mean, each time we went out there, we got faster and faster, and I drove my heart out for those guys. They are the ones that bust their butt in this heat and blood and sweat, and I go just one part and go race a boat at 200 miles an hour. I had an amazing time this weekend. It was some of the most fun I've had in a long time racing. I had some great deck-to-deck battles with these guys, and that's how it should be every single time.
What does this do for the team and the morale? Because I know you didn't get what you wanted back east, but this one's a big one on the schedule. You got it. What does it do for the morale?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, we just beat the fastest boat on the circuit. And then you throw in the U1, the Oberto. Of course, you know, the list goes on with the 7. And, you know, our other boat made it out in the final 2, so to go out there and compete with these guys and be able to beat them, that's awesome.
And you couldn't see it because you had a right side rear view mirror that was pretty full of Mr. Tate. But behind them, they came off that upper corner three wide, deck to deck for third place. It was really close.
Oh, I could see him in my mirror the whole time. I just was hoping I could get around the corners clean. I knew if I could be getting outside. But man, what a boat ride. So fast, and it's been a while since so it's pretty cool.
Did you have a killer combination in your back pocket that you knew you were going to throw at them all weekend?
We just been throwing stuff at it all weekend. It didn't, I mean, whatever these guys put at it, it got faster each time. You know, I just can't say enough about these Graham Trucking guys. Rob Graham for giving me the opportunity, and you know, we're fortunate to have his son Troy here taking care of us and keeping an eye on us. And you know, of course, all my crew, Tom Anderson, you know, everybody, my wife for allowing me to do this, and of course my biggest critic, my 10-year-old, was wondering why. He asked me why I don't win races, and well, he'll leave me alone tonight.
Well, congratulations. You talked about your crew. There's some fans on a boat, but you talked about your crew. I think you've got a nice reward for them because they get that tree next year and they get all that lovely shade on that dark red boat.
They so deserve it. I'm so happy.
Congratulations, man. Great job. You're the champion. 2019 HAPO Columbia Cup, J. Michael Kelly. Sounds good, doesn't it?
Oh, it's awesome.
Shake this
Awesome
guy's
job,
hand.
Brad.
Jeff, oh, thank you. Jeff Bernard just came down there hugging each other. He is so happy. It is. I don't think it came across in the interview, but the guy is just so pleased. He's just grinning from ear to ear.
You know how we could tell, Brad?